When someone asks a why question, like, why did you do that? Or why did you make that choice? The brain interprets this as a potential judgment or criticism. And that's going to trigger our amygdala's fight or flight response. Now, let's look from another perspective. Transactional analysis tells us that why questions often come from the critical parent ego state. That judgmental, harsh, condemning voice that unconsciously mimics our childhood authority figures. Well, if we are even unconsciously coming from that critical parent ego state, what are we doing to our listener? We are activating potentially their child ego state. So when we are listening and we hear, why did you XYZ? Why did you make that choice? Why did you do that? Our child ego state can get triggered. And if we're getting specific, it's usually the adapted child, the defensive or compliant, or that child part of us that seeks validation and is feeling judged. Another piece of our child ego state that could get triggered is the rebellious child, that defiant, resistant, acting out piece that's within all of us. Well, if you think about a critical parent and either a victim child or a rebellious child engaging, it doesn't sound like that's really going to get us where we want to with our communication, right? It puts us in a defensive positioning as the receiver of the information. So those why questions can create that scripted response within us from these ego states playing with one another. And it can cause us to feel like we need to defend what we're saying. We need to explain, get into excuses, or justify our actions. It's sort of a spin. It doesn't get us anywhere. It's non-productive. The other thing that why questions do is they tend to have a past focus.